Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Bernier. Race number 3 at Belmont Park on Friday is the Grade 3 Better Roses Invitational. Our coverage is presented by DRF Bets. Sign up for a new DRF Bets account. Join the Belmont Stakes action with free cash. Learn more at drf.com/bet. Let's take a look at the field for race number 3, the Grade 3 Better Roses. We're going 7 furlongs for $250,000, and Matt, it appears the number 1 Ivy Bell, the second choice on David Aragona's morning line, will scratch from this race and compete Saturday at a longer distance, the Ogden Phipps.
And I suppose it's a good thing for anybody else running in this race, the Better Roses, and I guess it's probably a bad thing for anybody running in the Phipps, just simply because Ivy Bell's in good form for Pletcher, and I think she would fit pretty well in either one of those races.
The horse to beat is the number 2 American Gal, your morning line favorite at 9-5, and I believe the word is, and this is before the overnights come out for Saturday, that she'll likely also be considered for the Ogden Phipps, but she's more likely to run here. She is a true sprinter, a 7 furlong specialist, and a multiple Grade 1 stakes winner. She is the horse to beat, especially with her speed.
Absolutely. I mean, she can do a little bit of everything, but like you say, the speed that she brings to the table, that's a game changer. She's clearly in good form for Simon Callahan. She won that Humana Distaff most recently. She can win on dry. She can win on wet. Doesn't matter. Have to be honest, didn't love that she went to her left lead at the end of the Humana Distaff, but you brought it up. I mean, there's a scenario where now breaking from the far inside from the rail, she's probably going to be one of the pace setters in here.
And Timeform US believes that this race will favor horses on or near the lead. As you see from that blue bar, the number 2 American Gal, the number 3 Chalon, figured to be sparring for the lead, but they might be favored by the pace scenario. Let's talk a little bit about Chalon. She's yet to run fast. I've always been a big fan of Chalon. American Gal handled her in the test, but I wonder if the roles will be reversed a little bit here, where Chalon was hustled to the front and American Gal was pressuring on the outside. This time around, maybe Chalon is the outside presser to American Gal. What did you think of the vagrancy? Were you disappointed that she got beat last time out by that long shot Kirby's Penny? I think Paco Lopez was a little bit aggressive. I don't blame him for the ride. I think he kind of moved into the teeth of the pace. He put the pace setter away and then just couldn't hold off Kirby's Penny.
Yeah, a little bit disappointed. I have to be honest with you. Maybe this is a little bit contradictory, but I can go through her overall body of work. I think she's better going shorter. Yeah. Now we're going out to 7 furlongs. I think she's best at 3/4. And unfortunately, if you think she's going to be, even if she works out a more advantageous sort of pressing position here on the outside of American Gal, it's not like they're going to be walking out there, I don't think. And I think that could just work against her with this additional distance.
That's a fair point about the distance. No doubt about it. At 6.5, got a little tired last time out. 7, got a little tired in the Raven run without much excuse. 3 starts back. Arnie Delacour's got some good numbers, though, as we take a look at this formulator fact for Chalon. Of the past 5 years, older dirt sprinters going 3rd off the layoff, 36% winners, 265 ROI. He did some good work with AP Indian, a crack sprinter a couple of years ago. Let's talk about Lewis Bay, the number 6, who on her best day could easily win a race like this. She's closing in on $1 million in earnings. She is a Grade 1 placed a couple of times this year. She loomed boldly in the Humana Distaff turning into the stretch, and I have to admit, I was disappointed at how flat she was late. Maybe if the 2 and the 3 battle for the lead, she'll work out a trip, but I still maintain, and the Figs disagree with me on this, she's not the same mare she was in 2016.
Yeah, I mean, look, that long time away, that's not ideal. You don't usually just put good horses away for such an extended period of time. I agree with you. I don't think she's the same horse. And let's also call a spade, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but even when she was at her best, it's not like she was a killer. It's not like she was a world beater out there. She would lose a couple of races that she's probably not supposed to. And I feel even more so now that there have been instances where it just doesn't seem like she wants to get over the hump. To me, I'm using her underneath and underneath only.
David Grenning mentioned in one of his notes earlier this week she's been batting a little bit of a quarter crack after that last race. We'll see what we get. On her best day, she could obviously win, as could the number 8 Highway Star, who I know is one of your favorites, and maybe cutting back to a sprint is what Highway Star wants. She's a millionaire. She loves Belmont Park. Yes, she got beat last time out against New York Breds. I thought she moved right into the teeth of that fast pace.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I didn't like it. She was a little bit late to change leads, and I thought she got a little bit drifty down the lane. But I agree with you. A little bit early with the move, and you look at the Timeform US pace ratings for that race. They were very, very fast. I agree. Maybe getting back to 7/8 of a mile. She's 3 for 5 at this distance, 4 times in the exacta. There is just a part of me, as much as I love her, and I immediately, when I first looked at this field, I said, oh, well, Highway Star, picking her. I wonder if she's not quite the same mare that she was last year when she was at her best.
Divine Miss Gray had a 3-race win streak snapped in her most recent start a couple of months ago. She did not have an easy trip in the Grade 3 Distaff Handicap, a race that produced 6th-place finisher Byrne, who won the Serena's Song at Monmouth in her next start with an 88 Beyer speed figure. She's tactical. She has some speed figures. Your thoughts about her class coming into this race? She's won half of 16 Lifetime.
That's really the only concern because, like you say, she has the tactical ability. She has run fast on occasion in here, fast enough to win a race like this. The problem is she hasn't run fast enough against better company. I understand she won that Heavenly Prize 2 starts back, but that was certainly a notch or two below some of the girls that she's facing here. Otherwise, I'd like to think that she's going to step up, but I mean, very similar to what we spoke about with some of the boys that are running in the True North. I think they're probably just a notch below from a class standpoint.
Karen, no match for Shalone at Laurel when that horse was coming off of a layoff. Now in the very capable hands of Graham Motion, but just a little bit slow on paper.
A little bit slow, and I think, again, another one. It's a little bit class compromise. No match for Shalone in the most recent start.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Grade 3 Bed of Roses Invitational. American Gal is way the horse to beat, and I must use her as an A in any kind of multiple race wager. I've always had a little bit of a thing for Shalone, and I'm beginning to wonder if she's not as good as I think she is. Maybe with this kind of setup where they're not going too fast early and she's sitting second, she has a chance to finally prove what I think she has in her. She'll be a playable price. I'll use her as well. But let's talk about Union Strike. I think she's a sprinter. I think she did some good things early in her career. What do you make of this layoff? What do you make of all this inactivity? She has only raced once since the Acorn last Belmont Stakes day, and she hasn't run in about 6 months.
Well, I guess first I got to preface by saying if American Gal doesn't win this race, I think any of them could win this race, and that's kind of why I took a little bit of a zig over to Union Strike. I'll admit I've never been a big fan of this horse, but at the same time, you brought up that Acorn that she ran in last year on Belmont Day. She had a major issue at the start, disaster coming out of the gate, and then she's gone for 6 months. Okay, well, or 7 months. That's a major problem. The La Cañada, I'm not going to hold that against her. I thought she was on the best part of the track for the majority of it, but I kind of feel like off that long layoff, going that distance, she's probably needed one at that point. Now, look, not being seen since January is not a positive either, and I see a couple of turf workouts at Keeneland, and I'm starting to wonder, what are we doing here? But at the same time, she ran so well early as a 3-year-old. It makes me think that if she could ever just get back to her best form, this isn't the toughest field. I mean, again, if American Gal runs her race, she's probably just better than everyone else. But if she stubs her toe, or maybe Shalone keeps her company early on, Union Strike's going to be coming with a run at the end. I don't know if she can still run, but at her best as a 3-year-old, she was okay. And if she can get forward as a 4-year-old in this spot, going 7/8, maybe she's got a chance.
And maybe if the 2 and 3 go faster than expected, or if Lewis Bay goes up to press the pace a little bit early, it'll set things up for Union Strike coming from the back of the pack. I agree. I think she's more of a one-turn horse, a mid-pack, late-running sprinter. All she needs is a little bit of pace. She's interesting despite the layoff. She's your top pick. Give me numbers.
I'm going to go 4, 8, 2, and 1 in here.
I'm going 3, 2, 6, and 4, leaning on 2 and 3 in the multiple race wagers. It's the Grade 3 Bed of Roses. It's race number 3 on Friday. You can play it with a new DRF Bets account. You can join the Belmont Stakes action with free cash. All you have to do is go to drf.com/bet. Approximate post time for race number 3. The Bed of Roses on Friday, 1:52 Eastern. Good luck.